This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Forced Irish Stout. Delighted to be joined by Ramtin Musah. It's been a couple of weeks since your Tammer Tournament win. How's things been, mate? How's training been? How you been keeping?
Yeah, it's been very good. I just had last week off just to kind of like deload. I'm back into training straight away, so just keep on top of it. Yeah, and then we've got a little break over Christmas, but we've got to hit the ground running. It's a busy year next year.
Definitely, we'll all get into that. But you said you sort of had a week off there. Is that an important thing for you to sort of just have time to deload in a sense that training can be hard and training can be strenuous? So it's important to tell yourself, tell your body sometimes that don't always have to be full steam ahead.
Yeah, 100%. Like I've learned that now. Like before, even on the week off, I'd be trying to train all the time, and it's like I finished the tournament, 3 fights, 3 days, and I got back, and I think it was like the Wednesday or Thursday. I was like, I got up to go on a run, and I was like, I don't really need to do this. Like,
Yeah,
it's just drilled into me. Like, after a couple of days of doing nothing, I'm like, no, I need to do something. I need to do
yeah,
something. And it's just, but it's actually like, if I don't give myself that rest, I end up burning my body out because you're
yeah.
always training, always sparring. Then you've got tournaments, so you just constantly keep on going, and it's strenuous on the body. So, like, I do need to give myself that rest. So that week, I think I did like one run and then potentially
Yeah.
like one a little bit of weight. But yeah, like it was a good week off and it was much needed.
Absolutely. Well, we'll touch on the Tammer Tournament win. How did you sort of reflect on that, getting gold and being very successful for yourself?
No, yeah, it just happened. I know it happened at the right time, but like I worked hard constantly. I've had a few like close ones in other tournaments, so it was just a good high to finish on at the end of the year. And then it's beating a European medalist in the final was just really kind of like the icing on the cake. And then obviously being awarded best boxer of the tournament, yeah, it's just a great way to start the new year.
Okay. With you mentioning it there, when you've sort of been close to gold and getting bronzes and this and that, do you feel like those sort of experiences spurs you on to work even harder so that now you do get golds in tournaments?
Yeah, like I feel like it all kind of built into this tournament. All the experience, like I'd boxed really, I'd only really lost to like the high level. Like this year, only really been beat by what Olympic champion, world champion. So it's like, and then a
Yeah.
Cuban on a 3-2, all of them on a 3-2 split. So like it's all been very close. So I know I'm that level.
Yeah.
So it's just all a little like it's all fine margins at this moment in time. So just trying to tweak everything, and then just obviously improve myself so that on these close fights, I'm on the right side, not the other side.
Definitely. Absolutely. And the people that have won this tournament, names include Oscar De La Hoya, Deontay Wilder, names like that. For yourself to be immersed with those names as well must be a bit of a special for you as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like, there's been lots of people that have gone to the Tamil tournament and never been able to. Like, it's good. Good. It's amazing achievement of medaling, but like, I'll always be in that list that I was a gold medalist there.
Absolutely. And when where this draws 2023 to a close, as you look forward to pushing on next year, how do you look at 2023 as a whole, for experience sort of in the amateurs in Team GB? How do you look at 2023, finish capping it off with a gold medal?
So yeah, it was like it's been a very tough year. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but like in this year, I've built a lot in this year, just into the boxing aspects. Like my confidence, I've boxed the best, and I've been able to hold myself extremely high. And like I said, in bouts that could have gone either way against the best people that have qualified for Olympics now. So I know that I am capable, and I know I am that level, and I know I can go on to win an Olympic medal. So it's just done a lot for me in like confidence and just believing in my abilities and knowing what I need to fine tune to make me a better athlete.
You mentioned about the confidence there. Do you feel like how important do you feel like the confidence is as a boxer? Because everyone always talks about, when you have like a bad spar or a bad session, it can easily get you down. But is it important to sort of know that these are all part and processes in confidence?
Yeah, like sometimes you beat yourself up over like certain spars,
Yeah.
certain spars, and like say certain things don't go your way. but you've got to look at like the overall picture, like what you're trying to do is like 1% every single day. And yeah, like I went into that tournament like with a complete different mindset. And all the coaches said I kind of ooze confidence in those tournaments because like once you know I've been in there, I've done it but over countless times. Like I've survived, not survived, I've kind of been in there with the best and mixed it with the best. So it's like I am that level, I am that good, and just having that confidence to know that like that you are that good and that you are more than good enough and more than capable to beat whoever and whatever is in front of you.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about some of the training that you've had in this year. You've been in areas like such as America, Kazakhstan, those sort of training camps. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, so it's been quite like a new experience. Like I've been to Kazakhstan before, but we went to a different area in Kazakhstan. We were literally on a mountain in the middle of nowhere. The nearest shop was like I think it was an hour and a half, 2 hour walk. So you're literally stuck on this training and it was a training facility, which is like an army barracks for the next 10 days to 2 weeks. And it's just training and it's just like it's proper grit, it's proper hard. Like you eat what you're given. It's not the most
Yeah,
lavish. Like you can't turn around, go to Nando's next door, but
yeah,
you end up eating horse meat and everything, horse
yeah,
meat, horse milk. But it like really shows you like where these like why sometimes some of these countries are so like tough and how they
hmm,
are and how they train because you get to train with them. And sparring out there is very vicious. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good. Like it's like going to training camps like that. It's like going to a tournament. And it's probably worse. Like you get harder sparring and fights consistently than we'll say if you go to a tournament where you might have an easy one. Whereas like say like in Kazakhstan, the number one is just as good as the number three. The number three is just as good as the number two. So it's like it's highly competitive. So it's always great. And the America training camp was a great experience as well. First time being in like high altitude, so that was difficult and that was a struggle. But yeah, it was really, really all very enjoyable.
yeah. I was going to talk about that. You mentioned about Kazakhstan, and when you see sort of the experience that you had, do you feel like it makes sense why you see guys like Golovkin, Janabek, and why they are so good and so tough because of sort of the regimented training that they're putting?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like they're very like minimalistic when it comes to like weights and stuff like that. They believe in like pure strength of like body weight strength. Like I saw them doing like laps of handstands. So they'll do up and down, up and down. They do like rope climbing. Like they believe in like very old school technique. And like I said, like it's because it's a very poverty driven country. Like uh, whoever boxes and does well, they're all very hungry. So like yeah, whereas like England, you have all the opportunities in the world, whereas they pour their heart out.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Sorry, this yourself being involved in Team GB, and when you brush around top level athletes and such well skilled athletes, including yourself, as well as people with similar ability to you, how much do you feel like that benefits your game and involved in the whole setup?
Yeah, 100%. Like you see what works for other people, you pinch little bits from other people, like what they do. Say like even like leading up to fight week, and say like I don't even know. Say even simple stuff like recipes. Like if you watch people cooking, like, oh that looks good, and then you pick up yourself, or like you listen to what they did for tournaments or what mindset they used, or say like certain people box, you box the same people even. But yeah, it's like it's highly competitive that you use everyone else to push you on.
Yeah, definitely. And with when you're being in that environment and how serious it is, how do you feel like that prepares you for sort of for boxing in a way where, as I said, you can learn off these guys and it prepares you to be in sort of serious environments like boxing is.
Yeah, so like Xboxers such as like Chef Clark, Ben Whittaker, Frazer Clarke helped me a lot. Like obviously they give you advice on say like what they did up for lead ups, how to deal with certain situations. Uh yeah, just how they prepared and it's just good just to soak up the knowledge and obviously like I say it's always highly competitive. You're up against other people in your weight category, you all run together, eat together, train together. So it's like it's constantly competitive, but it obviously just makes you better because everyone's just trying to improve themselves.
And you mentioned the names there, like sort of Clarke, Frazer Clarke, Ben Whittaker, all these guys, and they are obviously involved in the pro game. Is it important to understand sort of and have the experience of these guys? There's also sort of, whilst you love boxing, there's also a dark side to it, and understand sort of when them times come and when it might be difficult, you know who to go to.
Yeah, like obviously there's certain people on the team that I know that if I'm ever having a hard time, I can always turn to, and then they're always there to be support me and everything. And even the support staff on GB are very good. Like if you ever need anything, they're only one phone call away or one like look, can I have a chat with you? So it's always good on that end. But yeah, like it's really good support system, and yeah, I really can't. I've got no complaints at all.
Well, we will look at 2024. Obviously, there is big aims for the Olympics for yourself. Do you feel like that's what you're pushing for, the Olympics, hopefully in 2024?
Yeah, that's what I'm pushing for. Like this is kind of why everyone works so hard. So the next aim is to push on. I think there's a few tournaments either in Jan, Feb, uh, late Jan to February, to hopefully get selected for the next Olympic qualifying. The next one's just to qualify, get myself on that podium, get my Olympic ticket.
Definitely. And obviously, there's been a lot of talk recently of the potential Olympics, the boxing in the Olympics being scrapped. For yourself, when you see that, where it's always an amateur boxer's dream to go to the Olympics, when you see that might not be sort of going anymore, what are your thoughts on it? And does it sort of make you worried?
It's kind of like I'm still kind of being shocked, and I'm still half in denial there, thinking they won't turn around and do it because it's such a big sport and it's been in the Olympics since basically started. So it's, it's crazy to me to even like try and take away such a key sport. But yeah, like I think it kind of like it'd be bad for boxing in an aspect like a lot of people won't bother staying amateur long. They'll have do what they need to, probably box for England a bit, and then they'll all leave. Whereas like before, like I feel like the amateurs is your apprenticeship. You learn the tricks of the trades, you learn different styles, you see what's out there. Like obviously to be world champion, you have to box everyone from different countries. Whereas like in amateurs, most of the people that you box in the world stage, in the pros is most of the time they kind of you boxed or you've seen or known someone very similar. You've boxed a similar style. You kind of know what to expect. Like say Kazakhstan have a different way of teaching their boxers, so they box completely different to UK fighters and US fighters. Whereas like I that's why I say by being the apprenticeship, this is where you can like this is your opportunity. If you do box someone, you can get it wrong. And the pros is where you kind of like you get it right.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And after the Olympics, or what is the aim for you? You know, do you want to stay in the amateurs for long? Do you want to look at turning pro? What would you really think the aims are for you?
The aim for me, obviously, after this Olympics, probably most likely look to turn professional. I've done a good 5 years on the program now, and obviously with the next Olympics being up in the air, I think yeah, I've done my time and I've done my apprenticeship. I'm over 100 amateur fights now, so I've had plenty of experience around the circuit now.
Definitely, Ramtin. Just want to say thank you for taking time to speak to me. Really been good to catch up with you, and definitely be catching up soon. Hopefully, with some Olympic
Oh yeah,
news or
100%.
professional news for sure.
Right, thank you. Yeah, much appreciated. And hopefully be catching more of you soon.
Absolutely, mate. Top man, mate. Thank you. Cheers.